program, Flora, like I think it was last week, Amanda and I kind of turned to each other and was like, huh, we haven't had one of those. We're stepping on each other's toes as we're like, I'm parenting and she's saying, or she's parenting and I'm saying something. Like that was a really big thing for us. And so we've definitely felt more connected in those moments because we've had a playbook. And yeah, so thank you. Just really, really grateful.
Yeah. Yep. And we do like remind each other, like there are moments that like you've had to be like, hey, like, but it's more of this, we know what we should be doing. And so instead of it being like, I'm coming in and I'm taking over, it's more of this, like, just like a little like eye glance or something. And it's just like, okay, like to remind ourselves. It's been so healthy. Healthy is the word I would do. So
I'm 42, this will be 43. So I was raised in the generation where there was a Bible on the belt, or you were scared into doing what you was told this, and you better do it. If you didn't do it, there was a butt whooping. And that's the way I parented. I tried to scare my kids to do stuff, and it didn't work. And nothing worked. Nothing I did worked. And once we tried doing some of this stuff, it actually did work. Andrew and me had it's another couple. We're from Alaska, and we're good friends with them. And we went on a hike, and he said, "So how's it going with the boys?" And I said, it really sucks right now. I said, "I'm a yeller." He said, "I am too." So we have to come out of that knowing that the yelling does not work. And we're doing nothing but stressing ourselves out and making it worse for our wives. That if we put some of this stuff in practice, it does help. And it does help the marriage too. It's helped tremendously.
And I think, I know you didn't ask me, but I think also that's what we said at the very beginning, us both being on the same page. I think maybe we've seen more growth, more results because we're both on the same page. Regardless of whether they go to mommy or daddy, they're going to get the same answer. And that's because we're both in the training together and we know the correct way to handle it. And that's, I think, been the biggest thing for us is there's none of this playing mommy against daddy kind of thing.
Yeah, when daddy gets home, it's a different set of rules. Or when mommy's home, it's a different set of rules.
Right.
It's all the same.
It's been life-changing for Shannon and I, and how we parent and what I've seen out of his reactions to how I would normally enter a situation. Go, okay, no, what would Flora say? And that approach, it is night and day difference. And so,
but we don't have an easy one. And this stuff really, really works.
And there were a lot of things I didn't think would work. And I'd be like, no way, but I'll try it. And then it did work. And I was like, oh.
I would say, yes, it's been a night and day difference as Jeff and Shannon have adopted the different techniques they've heard from Flora. Just the changes we've seen in Ryder and their parenting has been terrific.
I don't have the arguments. I don't have the fights. I mean, both myself and my daughter are bullheaded, and stubborn. So when we battle, it's pretty good. But we've been able to avoid most of those.
I mean, before Zach and Maren would go at it and I would just like freeze and I'd be like, oh my gosh, this is not good, but I can't step in because he started it. Now it's pretty calm and mellow. We're on the same page. We can kind of see where each other are going. We know what each other are doing,
So if she's getting overwhelmed, I can jump in and help out and pick up where she left off and vice versa. I would say do it. To anybody who's thinking about it, just do it. I mean, it's worth every penny to not have to fight with your kid, to be able to just talk to him and just get him to do what you want. It's worth it. It really is.
It's just helped out so much, and just staying calm and being perceptive to their emotions and how they're feeling. And they just respond so much better to me. And that's helped out a lot.
What helped you to say with your husband, like, I want to do this group, I want to invest in a way that will make sure that we really make these changes for ourselves?
What I would do was utilize my kindness and be kind, be kind, be kind, be kind. And then I'm getting stretched too thin. And then I would explode into monster mom so bad. And it was so confusing for my toddler because he was like, Mom, you were being so nice. And then all of a sudden, you know, you're monster mom.
Yeah.
And I could not keep parenting like that. It was not effective. It was straining our relationship. It was straining my husband and I's relationship. As a family as a whole. You know, we have a newborn daughter. She was just born in August. And I realized too, that's not how I wanted my relationship to be with her when she was the age of my toddler. So I did your 5-day webinar and your free one. And once I had completed that, I went to my husband and I said, it's time for us to make some changes. How do you feel about this? And it took him a couple days to come around. But once he started seeing me implementing what I learned from your webinar, he was like, okay, I can see how this is gonna work for us. And so he jumped on board, and ever since then he was just like, I can't believe that, you know, he's like, this has just been worth every penny that we've paid. And for my husband to say that is huge.
For about 2 years, both my wife and I said, you know, we tried to read books together and then discuss. It was just really challenging to get aligned and make the time to discuss and then kind of get on the same page with what our foundation was going to be. So thankful that we found Flora and her wonderful program. I mean, it made an immediate impact. I would say in the first 2 weeks, we were seeing changes in our family. I love the book learning, collaborative calls, and then the one-on-ones. This program is really walking us through developing our own parenting foundation for our family and significantly improving our parenting toolkit and the skills my wife and I use, you know, with the kids, and then also just to regulate our own emotions and all that fun stuff. The content always seems to be on point with what we're going through. Like, is Flora reading our mind? I'm not sure, but it's definitely been right in line with what we're dealing with. Love Flora's kind, firm coaching. We've learned so much wisdom and excited to put that wisdom in action every day. Thanks so much, Flora.